This essay example, as well as thousands of others, is available in text format on our website for free and without registration. Simply Google Ivy Panda Free Essays.
Introduction. Plato, the philosopher, was the first to work on idealism. Idealism deals with what constitutes a perfect human being, viewing him as one with spiritual and material characteristics. Spirituality is considered the most essential human aspect because it focuses on the mind and character, not the physical human body. On the other hand, realism has risen towards the end of the 19th century. It is often applied in different areas, such as arts, international relations, and law, among others. This paper views realism as used in the last two areas, international relations and law. It is more of a thinking that focuses on the security of a country. It is naturally imaginary, implying that man makes it and thus contains errors because man is well known for creating mistakes. Realism theories range from classical, liberal, and legal, to mention a few. The two, idealism and realism, operate under certain principles. The following paragraphs deal with each of its basic principles. Basic principles of idealism. A central principle in this philosophy holds that there is a mind more powerful than that of human beings. It is often called the principle of the universal mind. It is believed that there is a remarkable man, greater than human beings, whose ability to think is better than that of all men. The principle holds that this particular person is invisible but has the power to influence the minds of human beings, and that is why the principle views this particular person as God, who creates people, gives them life, and the present minds that help them think. The other principle views people as being holy. It says that the strength of the minds of people is greater by far compared to other animals. Based on this, it constitutes the most critical aspect of life, making people more special than all other animals. This philosophy is also built on the principle of the advantage of information and standards. It claims that people have more advantages compared to animals. They have a superior knowledge of things than animals. This is thought of as a gift from God, whom they believe exists and gives them the desires of their hearts, including their desire for knowledge. The other idealism principle says that real things originate from the mind and not from people's common sense. It holds that people's ability to think enables them to make real things. Real things do not come by seeing, hearing, or feeling but through thinking. Basic principles of realism. Realism assumes that interest defined as power is an objective category which is universally valid but not with a meaning that is fixed once and for all. Power is the control of man over man. One of these principles says that people are ruled by laws made by others but not God. This philosophy includes the principle that people should be respected in terms of their powers or academic knowledge. Therefore, the more educated or the more powerful a person is in politics, the more respected he/she becomes. Realism considers the lessons learned from politics, enabling it to know what to do and not to do in order for a nation to succeed politically. The principle of identity used in realism says that a country's laws cannot be separated from those governing the universe. The two are almost the same. Realism depends purely on the nature of people and hence varies depending on the people. There are no principles of realism that all people can accept. They apply to some nations depending on their interests. According to Thompson, people's common ways of thinking are subject to deviating from what is right to evil. This is what forms the basis of realism as determined by the people for the people. From the knowledge of the above principles and the provided hypothetical scenario, the following are the proposals of the two ministers. Ministers' proposals. The primary cause of the calamity that the Prime Minister wants to be solved by the two other ministers is the oil in the province of Hegemonia that has been occupied by a foreign nation. Hegemonia oppresses the people of this province in order to move them away so that they can own the oil. Of the two ministers who were called to solve the problem, the defense minister applied the principles of realism. This is because he believes that people have to follow laws made by other people, and that is why he called for a meeting of the United Nations Security Council to create rules that will interfere with the trade of oil between the oppressed nation and other nations. Because hegemonia is more powerful than the oppressed nation, it is respected more, and this is why the laws made will favor them and not the other nation. This is a principle of realism that gives respect to powerful people. On the other hand, the foreign minister applies the principles of idealism based on godly reasons. She posits that friendship between the two nations can help solve the problem. This is so because where there is friendship, there is no oppression and enmity. It will benefit the two by sharing the oil. It will also help stop the diseases and dangers brought to Xanadu by the refugees because they will not be there because there will be no oppression to make them move to the place. Conclusion. Based on the knowledge of idealism and realism, idealism is the most efficient when applied to solve a crisis. It produces a permanent solution where all benefit by sharing the resources available in a country. Should it be applied everywhere, then all countries will be at peace. If you want to find more works like this essay on idealism versus realism in international relations and law, head over to ivypanda.com. It has a collection of samples with thousands of submissions covering virtually all academic subjects.